Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Invictus Racing League's F1 division. It's the start of the week. It's the start of fantastic racing action here on the channel. And my name is Webbo, here to take you through tonight's broadcast, as ever. And a quick thank you to GT Omega, Nelcut Hall, our sponsors, and our partners, Driver61 and Gridfinder.com. But joining me in the comms box, as ever, and only just, and I would also say as ever, is Lightning.
Hello everyone, great to be here.
We've just got the green light to go, Lightning, so we've just about got time as we load up for the qualifying paddock to take us through where we stand after 6 races.
Yes, so Max in the Alpine with a fantastic P2 last round retakes the championship lead with 68 points, followed by Jaum, who couldn't make it yesterday. Trailing 8 points behind. Sorry, 9 points behind. Speed Queen in P3, consistent, but still falling back a bit lately. So looking for a better result this round. And then Yella in the Mercedes in P4, very, very far back. In the constructors, if you just give me a moment, we have Alpine in the lead. With 119 points, followed by Mercedes, who are catching up quite significantly, actually, with 92 points, and then Red Bull in third with 49.
Fantastic. It looks like for the first time in a few races, we've got all the superstars together. Oh, and it's raining in COTA. It's a special brand of Austin, Texas rain for us. But yes, the first time for a few weeks now, we've actually got a full complement of the fastest drivers all racing together. Helm is back, and we're also seeing the debut of Whale, who I'm assuming we're going to pronounce it Whale rather than Whale. But and we've got Yella back as well after his escapades. And greetings to any of Yella's fans. And house guests who are joining us tonight. Good to have you. And good to have Ghost and Ben, Rents and Smoke, Jim, Typhoon, Lee Harding and Whale, of course, all joining us in the live chat. At least 60% of those guys are all here to steal strategies for their races later in the week, Lightning.
Absolutely. But with this wet qualifying, it's going to change up the race order. I'm imagining that everybody will choose mediums so they can go into the softs later in the race, because it will be a dry race.
A dry race, good to hear at least. But yeah, wet quali, dry race is very interesting, and the drivers are going to have a hell of a time getting through the S's in wet conditions, Lightning, on dry setups.
Yeah, they certainly are, especially through the first sector and the S sections. They're going to have quite a lot of struggles. Maybe a few spins on the first banker laps.
Yeah, never is it more important to get a good banker lap out there first off, and hopefully the drivers will have fueled the cars up for running fairly continuously through qualifying. We often see that in wet conditions. Hi, also joining us to give us a quick mention, a few other drivers, Oliver and Keza. Yella is now suffering cramps in his calves, so he obviously hasn't done enough stretching pre-race.
Cramp Verstappen. Didn't Verstappen get cramp in the last race? Wait, the last race of last year? In the calf. Yeah, pretty
did
true.
he? Right, okay.
Yeah. So he's not had much luck. Didn't get the C word, get a hurt hand, nearly broke his hand with a power washer.
Yeah, he's certainly been in the wars, yeah. Definitely. Well, it looks like he's about to take us around our first flying lap. And let's see if he gets it done, Lightning, on the first attempt.
Indeed. Heading into turn 1, really difficult to spot your braking zone, especially in the wet weather. Difficult apex as well. Good traction out there. So precarious through these first few sections, which are flat out in the dry. And then up the hill a bit. Really difficult apex, and then here it's surprisingly easy to spin, and then going up the hill, a traction zone uphill is worst nightmare, but doesn't invalidate. Flat out through this left-hander, and then Yet another easy braking zone to lock up in. Pretty good apex. Trying to get that good traction. Slight oversteer, but still pretty good traction for this very, very long back straight. And the dry, you would open the DRS. Be getting up to at least 200 miles an hour. Heading downhill braking. You can brake surprisingly late here and really take a lot of that curve on the left-hand side. And then through this really tricky, twisty bit. Heading into the last sector. And then the double left-hander. You can go for a few dive bombs there in the race, but it is quite difficult. And then the inverse Turkey turn 8. So
inverse
dangerous
Turkey.
in the wet.
That's quite a good name.
It certainly is. And then down the hill, 2 left-handers. 1 more corner to go now. You can take quite a lot of curve there on the left. Go a bit wide for some good traction. P1, of course, first man on track with a 145.608.
So a good safe time out there with our first of our Mercedes drivers. I know Helm was fairly close behind him, but I think he's only just starting his flyer at the moment, so we'll join him as long as no one's too bored of watching Mercedes drivers head around. Richard Adams says no Ginger. Well, no Ginger Tiger tonight, but tune in tomorrow for the Ginger one. Of course, he is F2, and I think he races in realistic performance as well. Rent says the in-game track doesn't really replicate surface conditions very well. Does anyone know if Codemasters laser scan the tracks? I would be absolutely astonished if Codemasters are laser scanning these tracks, Lightning.
They laser scan the new tracks.
Ah.
So the latest tracks they have laser scanned. So Portugal and I believe Netherlands and they have been laser scanned. But the older ones, like 2020 or 2019 or prior, they haven't laser scanned.
Good info. So Yellow has been beaten by Whale, and Ghost is just behind him.
Whale.
You prefer Whale? Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're just supposed to say it really long, like Whale.
Whale gets provisional pole.
Speed Queen is in 4th. Burmeister 5th. Haven't heard from Abby yet. If Burmeister's biggest fan is here, Helm comfortably goes faster Lightning by 1.2 seconds on a 44.174.
This is, and I just have to remind everybody, this isn't realistic performance. Everybody is equal.
Yes.
It's not Mercedes dominance or anything like that. It's equal. The Haas is the same pace as a Mercedes.
Yes, indeed. We've got championship leader Max on our lap, and he's taking it very, very carefully. I've not seen any retirements yet. I was expecting more, so maybe the driver's just being super cautious. Of course, this is the top division in Invictus Racing League.
I just went on board with Max, so we're going to jinx it.
That's an interesting.
Well, you just said DNF, so.
But yes, I was expecting more drama at this stage already, but we've got just under 11 minutes left to go before the checkered flag. So drivers do need to get those times in. Max does usually take it pretty casual, but you do want to be on track for the majority of this session, Lightning, just in case you miss the sweet spot.
Yeah, there is a lot of fluctuation in terms of grip on a wet track day, and this circuit is always very difficult.
Wow, Max straight up there onto the front row provisionally on a 44.678. So he's weaving around. Matty's about to complete his lap, goes P11, 46.4. It's really separating the drivers out, and it's a very different skill set driving in the wet with a dry setup versus going hell for leather full send on your preferred time trial run, Lightning, here.
Well, it looks like it's getting drier. You were mentioning you have to be there at the perfect time, but it's looks like the weather is getting a bit better. Could we see some dry runs right at the end?
Well, there are certainly some rays of sunshine, depending on which direction the drivers are turning. Usually if they turn out of turn 11 that Matty is approaching now. Ivan is suggesting that you've been messing around with the weather for the drivers here.
Yeah, I've added some lightning. Oh, exactly. Max is getting some slipstream from Speed Queen on his second run on the same set of tyres, so that's yet more teamwork there for the championship.
Getting and not giving, are we suggesting from Max?
Well, he can't give yet because he's still doing a lap, but maybe he'll slow down for the back straight. So
but he's already up there on the provisional front row, and Speed Queen is in 5th, so you'd think maybe they'd reverse, but maybe they've got a plan for later in the session. Living Wall, the last one to try and attack the lap here. He's got his teammate up the road, but his teammate isn't close enough to give him a tow. So we're interested to see how Whale gets on through this debut. From what I'm hearing, he was quite impressive in F3 last week. I would imagine he was very impressive if he was instantly promoted to F1.
Yeah. Probably lap the field. Ooh, Max on a 3rd consecutive lap on the first corner traction zone. Nearly bottled it.
Well, he's not been able to give his teammate any kind of a tow either. In fact, he seems to have triggered a yellow flag temporarily in the S's.
It stopped raining, Webber.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to see some dry runs.
Well, we'll see a dry line developing. Still plenty of spray coming off the tyres and some rain on the camera of Living Wall's Red Bull as he enters the final corner. 144.7. So it's getting tighter out there as the drivers get used to the conditions. It does seem like perhaps, well, Reshka's put softs on. I would imagine Reshka has just decided that that is as fast as he's going and isn't going to put any more on now.
Well, you have to check the progress. Right now, the track is so greasy, so it's not really intermediates or dries.
Yeah.
Might as well just stay in the pits and check the deltas. Just flick through soft tyres and see it go down on the delta, and then once it becomes negative, you're good to go.
So the Alpine drivers choosing fairly similar colours for their helmets. The one that you can tell the difference because Speed Queen has got a couple of pink flashes, but I think Max is racing Ukraine flags and helmet colour scheme at the moment.
Yellow helmet, blue car.
Yes, I know that his representative flag he's changed lately. Purple middle sector for Living Wall on lap 1 of his push lap.
Also with the Ukrainian helmet.
That's true. So powering out of the difficult turn 15 through the 16, 17, 18 inverse Turkey, as Lightning has now named it. Very gentle on the throttle and high gears for Living Wall. He's usually pretty quick, and he heads to the line now, and it's a 46.615, just beats Max by 1/100th of a second. So, as I mentioned before, it's getting very tight out there. I don't know, we haven't seen Helm come out of the pits again, and Ghost is currently just getting into his rhythm, getting the tyres ready to go, and he's going to take on another lap. He had an impressive run last time out, Lightning. Ghost?
Yeah, Ghost was pretty fantastic, really. First time racing in F1, and first time understanding how the other drivers raced, and instantly on the money.
Well, very strange to see no name checks for Burr tonight. Burmeister, no fans have shown up just yet. Maybe they've seen the forecast. It is dry session then. So that's going to change the game, isn't it? Helm's come out on softs. Max has changed to softs, but yeah, Reshka will be the first one out.
The softs. I don't think it'll help Reshka too much because there's still plenty of time for the track to dry out some more. Right now it's going to be the slowest possible on the slicks. So preferable to set a lap once the timer reaches like 5 seconds and you cross the line and you start your lap.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely an intriguing finish to this session. Ghost has got a purple middle sector, as presumably that's an indication that...
Wow, 8/10 faster.
Yeah, that the track is drying, and it is able to get the car out of the corners a little bit easier than he has before. We'll join Reshka shortly. Still no sign of outlaps. Burmeister's come out on mediums, Lightning. Those are even harder to operate in the wet. They do take extra tyre temperature. Oh, Ghost is bailing this lap. He's decided he needs to come in and get some slicks on.
Makes sense, absolutely. Yeah, good idea.
See what it's like. How is Reshka faring? Tell me what you're seeing from on board Reshka.
Precarious. Ooh, bit of a slide.
Oversteer, even.
On entry, so turn in. The rear wants to step out.
Right, incredible stuff. We've got 40 comments already. Furia is here for Helm, so he's saying vamos to Helm. Helm joining us before work in Brazil.
Yeah, I'm glad that Helm's job didn't get messed up by the time changes and that.
Good to see him back, but hopefully
it also means domination.
Well, 1.1 second in the first sector for Reshka, faster than anybody else, Lightning.
That is,
and he hasn't been able to use DRS yet.
Pretty impressive. But that is what the difference is between wet tyres and slick tyres. Well, intermediates.
We know what you meant. So DRS open for Reshka. Let's see how he fares. One more corner, the infamous turn 12 chief overtaking zone, and you can take so much of that apex in race conditions right up to the bollard. Another purple sector for him. Some, what was that, 3 seconds faster now?
I believe so.
Again, seeming to suffer here. A little bit of oversteer still here.
Burmeister spun through the S section on the end of sector 1, so those mediums not working, and he doesn't have time to box the softs.
Oh, could be a gamble too many, although P7 at the moment, I would imagine a lot of drivers coming out on soft tyres will be going quicker. Reshka 39.328, obviously some distance from the optimal dry line, but there are parts of the track that look virtually dry now. Who else? Have we got anybody actually on a lap? Taking L's is
Max.
Got a purple middle, and you say Max has started.
I apologise, he's on an outlap.
Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye for the big boys. Helm, Living Wall, Max. Yeller down in 9th, although he said he hasn't had a lot of time to practice. But I don't know if that's just racing driver excuses. It's even got so bad, people are DMing me their excuses ahead of races at the moment, Lightning.
Yeah, well, you are savage, Webbo. They're scared of you.
I have to say, I do think I'm a lot kinder than you. To try
me? Yes. I've not done anything.
We'll have to have a vote. Have to put a poll on the YouTube channel. Who is the harshest critic between the two of us in the league? Taking L some 5 seconds faster than he's been before. So on a par here with Reshka. Looks like a fast lap starting for Max, but I'll watch Taking L's and then we'll join Max on board.
Living Wall on an outlap was a 10th faster.
No way. Outlap. Taking L's takes pole ahead of his teammate Reshka provisionally. 38 seconds on the clock. If the drivers haven't started their lap.
Reshka is just finishing his lap and he's 3 seconds quicker.
Wow.
2 seconds, I apologise. Yeah,
there he goes, 36.4. And he's got the practice and the heat in the tyres, Lightning. I wonder if the second lap on the softs will give him that advantage over everyone else who's got to do it now.
The advantage is that the track was still quite damp on his first lap, and then this lap it was so much better. And he's going for a third run on the same set.
Well, you would. You certainly would. Max, then. Where is he in his lap?
Half a second quicker.
He's quicker still.
Sector 1.
Into turn 15 now. You can still see rain falling on the camera, on the onboard camera.
Still flat out through the inverse Turkey turn 8.
Matty on pole, 35.514. He'll hope that they stop the cap right now. Burmeister up to P2 after that spin in medium tyres. P2 on mediums, Lightning, would be an amazing place. Max gets pole, 34.3. Who else is out there? What about Helm? He's dropping down because Speed Queen goes 5th. Delange takes pole, 34.214. And Helm is finishing off the second sector. Living Wall, Bakker. It's just one after the other as the track gets quicker and quicker. Helm is 6.5 seconds faster than he's been before.
Breshka is purple on his time.
It's all or nothing right now. All or nothing.
6 seconds isn't enough for Helm. He's going to have to find some time here through sector 3, which I imagine he will. Heading into the penultimate corner, will he invalidate?
Oh, very, very close as Reshka gets himself up there. Yeller gets up to P1. P1 for Yeller. What about Helm? Where is he? He's pole.
P1.
Pole, a 32.535 with just 3 laps to go. Luke Bailey about to cross the line. He gets up to P10. Good place to start the race for Luke Bailey. What about Ghost? He goes up to P3 and we've just got Whale left. Whale, did he take pole?
He got pole! Oh my God!
What a qualifying session. We've got it. That has to be one of the biggest highlights I've ever seen of a qualifying session.
I just went on board with him and it said P1 on his dashboard.
Wow.
What a lap from the ex-F3 driver.
Well, take us through as quick as you can. We've got 23 seconds.
Whale in the Haas, first time in F1 on pole, followed by Jaum, and then Yeller in the 2 Mercedes, Ghost P4, Bakker P5, Living Wall, Delange P6 and 7 for Red Bull, Max, our championship leader, in 8th, followed by Reshka, War Islander, taking L's, Luke Bailey, DTX Matty, Simply 90, and then I have to scroll down real quick.
Burmeister and Speed Queen, both on mediums, but right at the back of the grid. And we're up to 68 comments. In between sessions, guys, do drop by into the exit the live chat and just give us some likes. We want to hit 20 before the broadcast is out, please, guys. That was incredible stuff. If you don't like this, I don't know what's wrong with you. 69th comment, who's that going to go to? We just had 68 was Jim. So I'll see who set that one, but absolutely incredible. Ghost says he can't believe how far off pole he was, given he was a second last across the line. I have to say, the consensus so far, Lightning, is that you are the harshest critic.
Oh no! I'm not sorry.
Well, a completely different prospect on the cards. How did the drivers reset for this one?
Well, thankfully they had their experience with the soft runs right at the end. I have a feeling Reshka is going to suffer quite badly because he did 3 runs on that same set of tyres.
True.
And they were soft tyres, so he's going to struggle quite a fair bit. Tyre wear's probably going to be about 15%, I'm guessing, with 3 full flat-out quali runs. Obviously, Speed Queen and Burmeister. Speed Queen especially because she's had more pace over the season so far. Starting 15th, penultimate, will have the free choice of tyres, so hoping for good things from her. Starting on those mediums.
Yeah.
And
but a long way back from the back of the grid there. It's going to be a tough night. But if anyone can do it with patience and decisive moves, it has to be Speed Queen. Absolutely,
it does. Also very clean moves, so I'm hoping for no incidents, and I'm expecting no incidents.
I'm absolutely enthralled by the chance of seeing these 2 Mercedes drivers, of seeing the likes of Delange, Whale, Living Wall, Max, all at the front of this grid. See what Whale can do. There on his first attempt. Yeller did not expect P3 and is very nervous, he says. Well, I hope we can get some love for Yeller in the chat, some support for Yeller.
On the clean side of the grid, so we've got a chance for a better start than his teammate.
Yeller has been busy with some humanitarian projects, so I think any neutrals in the crowd must cheer him on. And about a quarter of the live viewers have liked the video so far. So come on, guys. There's nothing to see on screen right now. You might as well just go ahead, press the thumbs up. That's all we're looking for. The links to the socials for us here are at the top of the live chat, at WebberRed5 for myself. I don't know which of your many Twitter handles you're promoting at the moment, Lightning, but at Invictus RL for the overall channel. And of course, if you subscribe to the channel right now, you will not miss a single race this week, and we have got a packed week full of racing for you. It's after this one, it'll be Lightning and myself again tomorrow for F2, and
will be.
many of the drivers who have who are here in the live chat are here waiting and ready to nick these setups, well, these strategies at least.
Oh, Speed Queen. What on earth? Speed Queen starting last because she chose the mediums is deciding to go on the softs at the start.
Yeah, interesting, but there's hardly a consensus outside of the top 10, with Simply 90 going for softs as well. So staying on the lead strategy obviously could work if we get safety cars, but it's almost relying on a safety car here. So Ghost says even he wants Yellow to win. So nice from Ghost.
Maybe thinking that because she's starting last, go on the softs, make up loads of positions on the first lap carnage. Could be an opportunity, but we'll see.
It's a tough time though. The first sector here in Kota on the first lap with cold tyres, it's a very, very hard one. You do find that a concertina effect, cars get very close and you will often be unsighted to your next corner. There's blind corners in there at the best of times, but when you're faced with a grid full of cars in front of you, very, very difficult. Especially
the uphill section. I believe it's turn 6 and 7. They're incredibly difficult. Uphill traction zones.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
Well, the drivers are into their final sector of the racetrack. Looking forward to this one. Quick is just about time to get your podium predictions. Only 3, please, Rents. 3 podium predictions for us. And don't forget, we'll try and get hold of our drivers for a quick chat who score a podium, or if they've got a particular axe to grind. But a quick thank you to our sponsors once more. They are Nailcoat Hall Hotel Golf and Country Club, GT Omega, Race Seats and Wheel Stands, and our partners gridfinder.com and Driver 61. But a thrilling 28-lap race around the Circuit of the Americas awaits us here for round 7 of the IRL F1 season. Ren says expect some desperate moves.
Could happen, especially turn 1, lap 1.
Well, hopefully, Lightning, you'll keep us in touch. We've got 88 comments before the lights have even gone out. Qualifying was that good. Hopefully, Lightning, you can follow along from the rear of the field and inform us anything that happens. But the lights are on. We're almost underway. And it's go, go, go here at the start of the race. And the Haas getting away very comfortably from the 2 Mercedes. I think it's Yella defending from the Aston Martin, who takes a super narrow line on the inside. Alfa Romeo of Bakker comes around the outside of both of them and is slipping there into 4th with Living Wall up and Ghost in 6th and Delange in 7th. Max in 8th at the moment as they head through the S's. Looks like is that Delange and Max going wrong. Max!
Oh my goodness! Our championship leader has spun. He's last place.
Max spearing off the racetrack. Exit stage right for Max from our camera angle, but seemed to be keeping the car running, and he's down there now at the foot of the field. But the racing continues. The action is incredible at the front here. 0.3 of a second separating Bakker and Yella, perhaps the closest two at the front of the grid here. Lightning, apart from Max's exit, what else did you see?
The best start I've ever seen from Speed Queen. Seriously, it was fantastic. Through turn 1, both cars each side, so sandwich in between, gets the traction, and then overtakes around the outside. It was fantastic.
Well, I hope everyone will forgive me shouting there on lap 1, but I don't think I've seen Max make a mistake at the early stage of a race. We call him Mr. Consistency for a reason. He is super smooth, super silky. But unfortunately today something went wrong. He seemed to be battling side by side with, I think it was Delange Lightning on during the S's, and that possibly triggered him to head
Honestly,
out of the race.
On this game, any sort of contact through a corner at high speed, any contact at all makes you go flying. So I really don't think that was a mistake on his part. I think it was just the game mechanic that does not treat players kindly.
No, and of course it always favours the car in front when there's contact made. So
yes, it absolutely does.
It's fairly obvious who was behind if they're the one going wrong. But Whale continues to, I keep wanting to say Wallace because of the number 5 there, but Whale leads from Helm and Yeller. Back at Livingwall, Ghost is close behind Livingwall, and then we've got Delange, Warislander, Reshka and Speed Queen, your top 10. Speed Queen up to P10 from the back of the grid.
Livingwall around the outside, down the hill, at the end of the straight.
Having to do this on brakes alone. There is room around the outside if you can make it stick, and what a move from Livingwall. Gets past Ghost. I think Bakker followed through.
No, it was a move on Bakker.
It was a move on Bakker. It looked like Ghost was wrongly positioned.
Confusing.
Correct, yeah.
Absolutely.
Helm has caught Whale. Helm has caught Whale at the front as well here.
Helm is just an alien. I don't think he'll mind me saying that. I think everybody would agree.
It is something special. We know we've got at least one LFR fan in the live chat. I know it's early in Brazil, but I have been calling on the LFR boss to get his boys here to support Helm and watch the master at work, because we've had to do without much in the way of LFR support for Helm so far. But it's working, and perhaps it's a situation similar to Burmeister, who performs best when his fans don't show up. Ghost is right behind Bakker here. 1/10, 2/10, and there's a risk of getting too close in the S's, Lightning.
There really is. Understeer can sometimes really put you off. The game is weird because sometimes there's a huge wash of understeer, sometimes there isn't, and then you get used to there not being any, and then all of a sudden you go understeering miles off the track.
Well, the top 3 are slipstreaming their way down the back straight. Everyone all together on the same back straight, still on lap 3. I don't know where to look. Whale is defending. Is the Mercedes team going to come together? That was super close. Bakker retaliating, or defending at least, from Ghost, who goes the long way around the outside, leaves the door potentially open for the second Red Bull of Delange. There's a tiny touch into turn 13, I should say, and he'll have the inside line. Will he? Bakker tries to hang on, but no, Delange around the outside. Bakker now defending from his teammate, and he lost 2 places in the space of 3 corners.
Oh, I thought Waristan was going to go around the outside there.
And then Bakker up at the front. The DRS has been enabled, and Helm starts tucked underneath the gearbox, staring at the rear of the Haas. He'll go to the inside. He'll make Whale defend to the inside there, so he gets a good run. There's very little opportunity to pass on the way out of that corner. Warislander gets the job done on his teammate. I wonder if there's a little bit of cooperation there, but Speed Queen watches on. She watches Reshka in front, followed by Bakker and Warislander in reverse grid order. This is crazy. I can't believe Max has caught the back of the field that quickly as well, Lightning.
Fantastic performance from Max after that lap 1 incident, only 12 seconds off the lead. Bakker is just, he's gotten flustered here. He needs to regain his composure from 4th to 8th in just 2 laps.
Well, back at the front, DRS is open once again, and Helm and Yeller could well be working together here. Whale goes to the inside, take that the middle. He comes back to the outside to take his line for the corner. No major move. I was surprised to see no lunge going on there from Helm, but I think favouring race pace and generating the gap that they need for the pit stop, rather than slowing each other down.
You probably will believe it, but Yaum has 100% ERS.
Yeah. It's exactly his style. What about Whale and Yeller? Is he saving more?
50% for both of them.
Wow.
50% for both of them. So they're going to run out soon.
Smoke just tells us that he hasn't touched his ERS as well. And Rent says Helm is toying with Whale.
Helm is cruel.
Yeah, I think
I
think he's going to have a go. No, he really is playing around here in the braking zone, not optimizing the race pace. Yeah, that's right. Just trying to force an error and make his life easier. We're generating a gap here. Oh, go ahead.
Max makes some moves on taking L's to get himself back up the order. P13 currently. Next up, Burmeister.
Max, obviously, we have seen comebacks before. Is that Bakker?
Bakker, Speed Queen, simply all in a huge battle there. Reshka went super wide. Oh, contact!
Oof. I was just riding on Simply 90 and got a whack from Bakker in the side.
How did Bakker save that? I think he's got damage.
What's going on at the front? Does Helm go for it now? He does. He's alongside. He's got the inside line this time. Brakes, forces Whale to wait to turn into the corner, taking somewhat of a Verstappen style line in the corner, missing the apex and almost turning right to go left, but he does it, and Helm takes the lead here on lap 5. It's Helm from Whale, Yeller and Livingwall, Delange, Ghost, Warislander, Reshka and Speed Queen in 9th, then Simply 90 in 10th. Burmeister and Bakker are still fighting.
So many battles going on all the way around the grid. I don't know where to look.
Smoke says Ham needs to stop playing with his food. That's a great comment. I think that's absolutely true.
It's like when killer whales go after whales.
Yeah, I was going to say, I commentate another race that has a shark driver name in it, so I need to get Shark and Whale together.
Petition to change Jam's name to Orca.
Definitely. Speed Queen is right behind Reshka here, going through the S's, taking her patient, classic and smooth style here. Definitely works for the Alpine team in the championship so far into round 7 of the 15-round season.
It's not over yet.
See her, she is taking her time through here. Is Whale coming back?
Oh yeah, got the DRS, got some ERS. Yeah, might have to use some ERS for the first time in his life. He's under pressure.
Oh, Whale, I think he's letting him go. He takes the esports line down, straddling the curb. Is going to take the outside, puts himself in the hands of Whale, who dispatches him quite unceremoniously. That was a little bit of a message between the drivers there, wasn't it? I don't think Whale took kindly to being played with. Delange close to Ghost here, and the front 3 have really, sorry, I should say the front 4 have really started to get away. Livingwall living with the front 3 just slipping outside of the DRS zone, maybe. Helm's down into P2, and he'll have another go now on Whale. It's a game of double dare, but no, he doesn't fancy it. I think he's waiting for the back straight again. Now,
all this playing, he's going to be careful of Yeller. He's been saving his ERS. Could be going for a move shortly. And
when racing is this tight at the front, it is absolutely crucial that the drivers, none of the podium sitters, make a mistake and end up with a penalty here.
Oh yeah, I think Yaum has one warning that I know of. Cutting the last corner just on the previous lap.
Look at this top 4, making a now 4.3 second gap to the rest of the field, who are largely together. We've got Bakker made a pit stop, and he's way back, obviously, as a result. Here they come then, slipstreaming and DRS.
Draining his ERS is Whale.
Well, Helm puts himself on the outside again, keeps Whale guessing, doesn't run alongside, waits to turn in and tries a switch back, and actually Yeller is having to be very careful here not to run into the back of his teammate. Helm continuing to generate new moves. Go ahead.
Sorry, Speed Queen and Reshka was side by side battling in the 3rd sector here. Speed Queen makes the move after 3 corners side by side. So from 16th to 7th in 7 laps from Speed Queen. Just outstanding.
Amazing stuff from Speed Queen. Absolutely.
More than a move a lap.
Helm is 2 tenths, 1.5 tenths behind Whale. Goes to the inside once again. Whale turns in. That's Oh, starting to get pretty hairy.
Dicey.
They'll go side by side as into turn 2. Did they make a touch there? I think they might have done. And Helm backs out rather than lose the race overall. So they are going to do battle corner after corner. These two, fantastic racing at the front. Living Wall is caught right up, but the front four still pulling away. Now 5.1 seconds, the gap to Ghost in 5th.
Ghost still doing well, considering it's only his second race in F1. Not too bad. Living Wall has closed up so much here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of praise for Ghost, undoubtedly, but what about Whale here?
I know.
Here comes Helm once again. Whale's going to give him the inside this time, almost shredding that rear tyre. He cut it that close on the overlap. Whale puts himself on the outside this time. Helm does not force the issue, and he's left the door open into turn 13. They'll go side by side. Helm knows that this outside line becomes the inside line into turn 15, and I'm pretty sure we'll have this one done. Whale is going to keep on trying to hang on, but he can't follow too close through this triple right-hander because the car will wash away all the aero and he'll disappear off track and be vulnerable to Yella. So it's all about patience lightning this stage of the race for the drivers.
Oh, I thought Jan was going to pit there.
I think he was trying to get everyone to think exactly that, selling a dummy to the pit lane. And Craig asked the question, who's going to pull the undercut trigger?
He's going for a move here. Is Whale into turn 1?
He is. He's slightly behind, but the apex comes upon him. Now they reverse as they were last time, and it works exactly in reverse as Helm holds onto the place just as Whale did the previous lap. If this goes on, Lightning, this is high quality stuff.
I'm looking forward to this. I really hope this goes on for the whole race.
I do wonder who is going to pit first here. I think Living Wall has got quite a lot of pace.
Whale's going to go through before the DRS line.
Is he though?
After the DRS line.
Does Helm give him the DRS?
No, you wouldn't do that. Surely not. Whale does have the DRS, and he made the move beforehand, so he doesn't have to use so much DRS. That's really clever from Whale. That is really clever.
Helm tucks right there underneath. Is this Yella going for it? Because he's got the DRS now. Down the inside of his teammate. Yella gets the inside line, uses every inch of the racetrack, and he fancies a go on Whale now. Smoke says Max and Simply have pit, so thanks for spotting that for us, Smoke, while we're distracted on this epic battle at the front between at least 3 of these top 4. I do think Living Wall has got some pace to unlock. I think if he pulled the undercut, he could get all of them.
Maybe he'll do exactly as you say this lap. Let's find out now. No, he decides to stay out. Maybe he thinks his pace will be better with the DRS.
Well, they're trying to make a one-stop work. We are almost at 1/3 distance. So, are we at 1/3 distance? No, we're just over 1/3 distance. That usually works out. Delange and Reshka in the pit, but Speed Queen stays out. I think she's been very gentle on those tyres. Goes for inside move into turn 15 into turn 1 on Ghost, gets it done, and there's Yella. Yella with a penalty. That's huge. Yeah.
I'm just going to check the warning situation for Jiao, who has 2 warnings.
Yeah, I'm with 2 warnings. What about Whale? Let's
0. Our rookie has 0.
Incredible stuff. So Yella now with the foremost DRS, with a very, very close car to the car in front. Whale will defend to the middle of the track. They'll go side by side.
He's squeezing.
Yeah, he is squeezing, but he got a little squeeze back for his trouble as well. He tries to take the outside line now. I wonder if Yella will leave the gap on the outside that becomes the inside, the switch back onto turn 15 once again. Whale down into turn 15, gets the job done, and they're just learning new lines every single lap. Everyone is, I think this is iron sharpening iron, these 4.
Beautiful block pass there from Whale.
Yeah. Really high quality stuff. The tiniest of touches into the pits comes Helm, and Living Wall pits too. But as you mentioned, penalties for both of them. So Yella with a penalty, Living Wall with a penalty. Here comes Yella then. No cars behind him to worry about. Job done on DRS into the apex of turn 1. Takes the lead yet again on lap 11. I think that's our 5th change for the lead. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Craig agrees. He says Livingwall is in the best position. He can make a late dive, but of course he's pitted on the same lap. He's pitted on the same lap there. And where have they come out? Into traffic? Or no, they're ahead of traffic. They're ahead of traffic. Helm.
Livingwall isn't though.
No.
DTS Matty is
it's got Matty between them. Yeah. Speed Queen is up into P3 from the back of the grid before the pit stops, and has now got Ghost behind her.
From the lead.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic driving from Speed Queen once again.
I'm very confused, but Whale is going for a move on Yellow. On the lap they shouldn't be battling, they should not be doing this.
They really should be working together here, but Whale with the DRS didn't have much option other than go slower on this lap than to try and go for a move.
Side by side, sorry.
No, of course. There they go again.
Makes the move work. Got the inside line there.
It leaves a huge tyre mark on the braking zone for turn 15. Now who goes in the pits here? Yellow takes waits long, and Whale stays out. He stays out. So has he been this quick and saved tyres, or has he left it a lap too late? I wonder. Yellow in the pits.
Could he be waiting for a VSC or a safety car of sorts?
Well, he knows for sure that the other drivers have got the chance to get an overcut, but we've barely seen a penalty so far from the drivers, let alone a risk of a safety car at this point. Yellow on his way out then, and Livingwall did jump Yellow, as several people predicted. Livingwall. Ivan says, when did he get a penalty? It was just before he came into the pits, Livingwall, but he did jump. He did get the undercut on Yellow, and he's now 1.6 seconds ahead. And if that continues, he could end up getting Whale as well. I wonder how hard is Whale pushing here, Lightning, at this point?
I'll check the sector delta. I'll wait a little bit longer.
Car feeling a bit loose. I think this is too long on these tyres. He seems he's counter steering out of turn 13. I think these tyres are dead. I think he might have hit the cliff.
Experience from Yam and Livingwall performing the undercut. Only one lap. All the tyres won't make much of a difference.
No. Now what does he do here? Is he feeling bad on the tyres? I think he is. Into the pits he comes. Just misses that bollard.
Oh no!
And gets a 5-second penalty for overcutting the corner on the way into the pit lane. I don't think I've seen that before. A Speed Queen, I think, is going to take the lead of this race, making those tyres last longer than anybody else.
He has to serve it in the pits. He's serving it now.
Oh wow! So
he's going to be in 8th place. Down he goes after a very strange pit entry. I don't think I've seen anything like that before at this circuit. P12. Meanwhile, Yaum is P3.
Yeah.
And they were just fighting for the win just 2 or 3 laps ago.
Helm is just behind Burmeister here. And I'm pretty sure we'll get him on the next DRS opportunity, if not before. We know Helm can overtake drivers left and right, but takes a wide entry into 11, presumably. Oh wow, look at the traction difference he's got versus the medium running Ferrari of Burmeister. Gets past comfortably here and can see the leader, can see Speed Queen up ahead, and of course has got a pit stop in hand. Livingwall making a beautiful move down the inside of Burmeister as well.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Sorry for the weird noises.
It's okay. Ren says Helm is playing 80-dimensional chess. So,
I mean, his undercut would have been 6 seconds, and because of that mistake from Whale, it's a 10-second difference now.
It's absolutely advantage Helm. You say he's got 1 or 2 warnings?
2.
But I think he's going to be tempted to go for the fastest lap, and he could well run into problems. Speed Queen, the final pitter from the soft start, she got 13 laps out of those soft tyres, and of course will gain from the field spread into the pit. She comes for her one and only stop of the race. incredible stuff to have not seen a safety car yet, a full course yellow of any description. And Livingwall now and Helm resume battle. Well, Livingwall hasn't really had a go yet, but he's within DRS and actually catching through the S's on Helm here. Ivan says Max is cutting through the field. Yeah, P7 for Max. He undercut most of the drivers out there. He's got some of the youngest the oldest stopped mediums on the track.
I didn't even realise. He's ahead of Whale.
That's true, and they've both stopped. Yellow then up to P3. The next one to take Burmeister, who obviously is on a long run here. He's on the long, painful stint on the mediums, but he'll be quick at the end.
Whale is now net P7 from P1 to net
P7.
P7.
Reshka with a super late dive bomb. Too much of the apex, could end up losing out to Whale here. Whale is taking his opportunities as soon as they present themselves. Gets up to P9 and be very hungry to get these places back. Meanwhile, the front two pulling away again from the rest of the field, and they will start to open that gap out. Lots of pain here for Whale for the last 13 laps of this 28 lap race. He's going to be ruining that decision not to pit earlier.
Seriously is. I mean, 2 laps extra overcut on this circuit is the worst place you can ever overcut.
Matty defending hard against Max, but Max gets him on the DRS. So Matty's slipping back to 6th now. Max up to P5. I think it's going to work out for the Alpine drivers. Speed Queen's back down to 15th though after that pit stop.
Yeah, but has the freshest tyres on the grid.
It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right that she's slipped that far back, but...
I mean, she's behind Max, who was last on lap 1.
Yeah, I wonder if she had a problem on her outlap.
No, it's more proof that the overcut is the worst decision you can make.
Yeah.
And the tyres must have just been completely destroyed.
Ren says Whale needs to be calm on these tyres now. Well, he's not taking it very easy. He's dispatching these drivers very quickly because they're on very different life tyres. He's tempted to go for a second move there, this time on Matty, but he gets Luke Bailey comfortably. He'll go down the inside of Matty. Wow. Certainly not being gentle on the tyres. Now Luke Bailey trying to follow through against Matty, who's got the inside line to turn 15, which is a nice move to do. Delange tries one on Reshka as well. It's getting very busy down there in the midfield, and I think it's about to get get complicated. Lots of movement in under the braking zone. Matty peels off into the pits. Will he really try and get... He'll get 12 laps. That should be comfortable on these soft tyres now. This is a good time for the medium runners to pit.
Just to put it into perspective, the terrible... like, I can't get the word. How bad the overcut is. Speed Queen was 9 seconds away from the lead, and then because of the overcut is now 20 seconds from the lead.
Wow, yeah, incredible
so
stuff.
11 seconds just because of staying out an extra 2 laps, which is just unfair.
I do think she'll be quick at the end though. I think that perhaps unlike Whale, it'd be interesting to compare their lap times towards the end of the race if we had that opportunity, because I think Speed Queen will build her speed towards the end of the race, whereas I think Wales will drop off. Nick stops by to say hi. Well, hi Nick. Reshka and Luke Bailey continue to battle. This time Reshka ahead. Whale getting away here and trying to get back on terms with the podium, but he lost so many places and seconds on his race pace. Not a single... I don't think we've had a full yellow flag even yet. So it's super high quality racing. Obviously we've got several penalties, but this track does tend to lend itself to that. Luke Bailey and Delange are trying to go side by side through the triple right-hander, and he hung on. He hung on to those tyres. Wow.
What a move.
Yeah, and Delange... Luke Bailey choosing to pit now. Wow, tremendous stuff.
Max and Whale now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're battling for position.
Yeah.
No safety cars,
Whale had pole position. Max was plumb last and several seconds down after the first sector of this race track, and they're now battling for 4th place. Livingwall does seem to just be content to stay in the DRS zone of Helm at this point, or maybe Helm's content to let him stay there. I don't know.
I'm really sad for Speed Queen and for Whale, because if they had undercut, they could have been 1-2 at the moment.
Well, we've still got 11 laps to go, so anything can happen here. We still have 16 cars in the race. Luke Bailey has gone to last position after that pit stop, but the soft runners are now out. Burmeister, Matty and Luke Bailey, and they will start showing some speed pretty soon. Whale has caught Max into the DRS zone, so we'll get DRS down the start-finish straight next. If he can hold on, no he won't. No he won't.
Guess what? I went on board.
You joined on board, Whale. Well, actually, props to Whale for waiting for a good gap there. He did make a very safe spin turn rejoin. I have to say, he gave up several places where I've seen other drivers be more impatient than that. So credit to Whale, but unfortunately his battle with Max is well and truly over now.
I was honestly thinking that my powers had gone, but no, they hadn't. It was spot on timing.
Spritzy, an RPM teammate of Bakker, says, "Come on, Bakker, pull your finger out."
Oh my.
Ivan says he probably hit a bollard or something. You've never seen anything like that. Well, I'm not sure there is a bollard on the turn. No,
there isn't. It's just
turn 18 exit, but yeah,
lots of traction. Unlucky.
Just a little bit throttle happy, perhaps. Let's go down to the midfield though. Delange leads Warrislander, Simply and Speed Queen, all in a battle here for Delange's 7th place. Still points on offer, of course, and I know Speed Queen knows that more than anybody, that points mean championship prizes. It's just important to keep the point scoreboard ticking over. Smoke says Lightning's curse strikes again.
Oh yeah.
Which is fair. I have to say,
you love to see it.
Little DRS train starting. Delange locks up badly. Flat spots those mediums as Warrislander is well, and Delange locks the other side almost to match both sides of the car up. He's really struggling on those tyres. Did we get a little touch on Warrislander, or is that just lag? I think that might have been lag.
No, I saw that as well.
Okay.
I saw it as well. That was weird.
Nick says, should he buy the game? I mean, no, probably not at this point, well, I would say. Save your money, buy the next one.
It's quite cheap now.
Yeah.
Relatively to before. I mean, it was £100 before, wasn't it? I would not buy it for £100 if I knew that it was going to be this. But
well, yeah, I think the problem is that the value is in starting the game with everybody else and being on the same rate. Oh, who's that? It's Warrislander.
I think his wheel broke. What? That was lag and a half.
That was quite crazy, wasn't it?
He was in the gravel. He was reversing out the gravel, and now he's
something very odd going on there. I've not seen that level of lag before. He almost teleported at speed.
I don't know what to say.
Ivan agrees with me. Don't buy the game. I mean, frankly, it's not the best, is it? I mean, if you're looking for a high quality, I suppose if you're interested in one player, fair enough. But if you're then having to play catch up on the game with everybody else playing online, and you're only joining it now, I feel you're at a significant disadvantage, and there's too many bugs, even at 15 quid.
Yeah, well, if you only got £15, then yeah, buy this game. But if you can save up, then buy the next game. Absolutely.
I'd say so.
More glitching for Warrislander.
Must be pretty awful glitch. Although Ivan's saying maybe it's desync. The thing is, if it was desync, he wouldn't have been in the gravel as he was just then. But very strange to see. Still, we'll focus on the race. 8 laps to go. Helm leads from Livingwall by 0.8 of a second. 4 seconds further back, Yeller with a penalty. Then Max, Reshka, Ghost, Delange, Warrislander, Speed Queen and Whale, your top 10. Absolutely mixed fortunes for Whale, of course. The opposite kind of mixed fortunes for Max. Speed Queen somewhere in the middle of that.
Speed Queen was purely unlucky.
Ren says Speed Queen could be on for a P5 finish, depends on how much Max's tyres fall off.
And the penalties.
Yeah, these penalties. Let's have a quick view on the penalty situation. 3 seconds each now. All the top three have got it. What have you seen?
Penalty!
So just all three of them have picked it up. So Living Wall can now pounce with impunity here. Just Max and Reshka driving without penalties as well in the top 8 drivers. Of course, Speed Queen, no penalty.
Could you imagine a safety car and then Max wins?
I certainly could imagine that, and he would love that right now, wouldn't he?
Whale gets past Speed Queen.
Oh, so what's going on with Speed Queen at the moment?
Frustration from the overpowered undercuts.
I think she's still being patient on those tyres. I'm just currently deciding, Nick, whether to spend 13 quid on Assetto Corsa Competizione.
No.
You think no?
No. Stick to F1.
I mean, yeah. F1's a given, but it's just whether to go into that as well or not.
I'm just dreading the cost of the next game. It's going to be like an arm and a leg.
Yeah, you're right. I'm still trying to save up for a PS5 as well. Oh well. First world problems.
I prefer a real car, to be honest.
Ghost is a quarter of a second behind Reshka now, and these two have been battling for some time here. Ghost has got a penalty, Reshka has not. Well, Smoke says ACC is really hard. Well, that probably rules it out for me then.
Aww.
But then there are commentary opportunities, I suppose, on ACC.
Get good, Weber.
Yeah, I do need to get good. I need to do less commentary, I think.
Oh, no,
Simply 90 picks up a penalty. Spend 5 days a week commentating at the moment.
Oh my, yeah. Okay.
Well, we could see some moves in the midfield here. Is that Delange? Yeah. Giving a very wide bit. I think he's... Dear.
I'm cruel. Oh, whale! I made a whale noise just then. What did you just do? I'm gonna clip that.
I've just got visions of when Dory thinks she can speak whale in Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Some great action there with Whale picking up the pieces on Delange. We've got Speed Queen now down in P9, and everyone giving Warislander a very wide berth. He peels into the pits. I wonder if he's had enough.
Maybe it's lag again.
That'd be good, wouldn't it, if you ended up lagging yourself into the pit lane. Luke Bailey gets a penalty, and they're really racking up now as the tyres drop off for those soft to medium runners. It's a long last stint for those drivers now. Helm still leads though, and he's pulled out a gap to Living Wall. He'll be praying that we don't get a safety car at the finish of this race.
Burmeister, underrated race, hasn't been seen all race, but he's P10 on the soft tyres, fastest lap, and he's on the attack. No penalties, and he's already caught up to this small train of cars. Yeah,
and trying very hard not to trip over other people's accidents down there. Ghost might get a chance now. He's as close as I've seen him. He's got a D rating Williams in front of him of Reshka. Gets down the outside, doesn't quite get the job done, needs to leave a car's width at the apex. He'll get the inside line for the next corner, and yeah, very comfortably through there. He's got an extra 2 laps of life in his tyres over Reshka here as well. Any moves further back? Did Burmeister get one? No, he's still staying tucked behind there, but time's running out. 5 laps to go on this race now, and we've just got 166 comments. I wonder if we'll get to 200 before the end of the race. There's still time to like the video, of course. Don't forget before you disappear on us today, and we'll also try and speak to our podium scorers. We'll have to rush to get Helm into the commentary box because I know he has to get to work over in Brazil. But this midfield continue to have a super close battle. You say Helm is picking up the pace.
Don't know why or how.
Oh, I mean, as soon as he got the penalty, going for those fastest lap.
He dropped Living Wall as soon as he got the penalty.
Yeah, he just doesn't need to be careful, does he? That's it. He stopped being careful to get the first penalty and just go for it.
I guess.
Matt says, what are the penalties looking like? Yeah, let's have a quick look. So 3 seconds apiece for the top 3. That hasn't changed. Same for Ghost, Whale, Delange, and then a big gap down to Simply 90, who is usually the chief penalty collector in our F1 division. 9 seconds for him. Luke Bailey on 6 and Morris Lander on 3. That was a bit savage, I have to say.
That was just
is it inaccurate? That's the thing.
No.
Simply 90 penalties, I think, is the new name.
So Speed Queen making a move on the launch there.
Trying, but not succeeding, yeah.
Both on 13% ERS. Send it up the inside here, that'd be nice.
Well, Burmeister quite fancies a look on this as well, so Speed Queen's got to be pretty careful. She doesn't open the door. Rent says that Max is holding on to the tyres well. I don't know how he's getting these updates, but he is.
Well,
I think he might be at a party with several drivers, maybe.
He's 7 seconds ahead of Ghost, and he crashed on that one.
Here comes Speed Queen then. Good run on Delange. Inside line, DRS, down to the apex of turn 1. She's going to run it quite narrow. She doesn't try and take Delange's line away. Knows that that's a quick way to lose the car. And now she can focus on putting the gap.
So close.
Simply 90 and Matty getting by. Now the gap at the front is 2.8 seconds with 4 laps to go. Yeah, Delange, I think, has spent everything derating just on the little stretch between turn 10 and 11. Burmeister, very laboured throttle application on the way out of turn 11. I think he's struggling for rear grip as well, Lightning.
Well, Reschker and Ghost are making a move side by side here into sector 3.
Yet again, these two.
What's going to happen? This is fun.
Absolutely. Giving good, respectful room, but advantage Reschker on the inside there into turn 15. Speed Queen holding on, and so is Delange onto their places. 8th, 9th and 10th, Speed Queen, Delange, Burmeister. But penalties are going to come into play. Speed Queen is within a Wales penalty delta here, and could get herself within Ghost. She could get 2 places here before the end of the race.
Certainly could. I mean, if Ghost and Reschker keep battling, and then Whale gets into the mix.
Yeah, Max, I'm sure if we do get to speak to him, which doesn't look very likely at this stage, that would be a strange night if we didn't talk to Max, wouldn't it? But he's currently 8.4 seconds from the car in front and 7 seconds from the car behind, having a very lonely race.
Bailey!
Luke Bailey out.
Safety car.
Is it going to be a safety car? Is this going to change everything? Is it going to change everything? He's in the pits. Oh, he's left the session deliberately, maybe. Has he reached the cut-off point of patience?
Straight up in the box. Will the car exit the pits and then cause a safety car?
Yeah, you've got to be careful, haven't you? No.
I've seen that
Ivan calling safety car. Yeah, so have I. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? When people try and do the honourable thing and then the safety car algorithm gets them in the end.
Yeah.
Now, what about this group here? Delange going for Speed Queen, but no, she takes a very wise middle of the road line into the corner and driving a fairly careful, fairly cagey end of this race.
There's going to be a last lap crash here.
Okay.
Somewhere in this midfield.
There are enough battles for sure. There are enough battles online to warrant that kind of suspicion. Several groups of drivers all together looking to make that last lap Lando moves. The front 4 have really spread out. Halm, Livingwall, Yella and Max. Then Reschker and Ghost as a pairing. Then Whale, Speed Queen, Delange, Burmeister as a group. Then follows by Simply 90, Matty as a pair almost. Taking Els and Warrislander quite close to each other as well. We're down to 2 complete racing laps to run as we finally get some good helicopter shots.
Ghost nearly got a penalty there, or another warning at least.
Yeah, Whale has really caught these two, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Turn this into a three-way battle here on the final 2 laps, and the person who I think is going to gain most out of this is Speed Queen.
Speed Queen.
Yeah.
There you go. Keeping
Another
it clean.
penalty for another driver. Oh, that's good. Keeping it clean, it's Speed Queen.
Yeah, perfect. There you go.
I
mean, I was listening.
Smoke saying how many laps have people done on the tyres. Well,
check.
Max is on 16. That's the strongest.
Delange
I think
is
Max.
on 15.
I think Max could probably get 18 out of these. Relatively okay.
Yeah.
I don't think 18 is crazy, but
Resch
yeah.
is on 15 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Burmeister gets past Delange. Ooh, very.
I think
rough-
Luke Bailey just retired just to come and say hi in the chat, so he's here. Luke Bailey, what happened? Let us know. Did you suffer some damage and couldn't do it anymore, or did you have to go for dinner? What's the deal?
Dinner.
So lap 27 starts.
Oh, Whale up the inside of Ghost.
Wow!
Sends it.
Look at that braking performance from Whale. Too much though, as Ghost does the switchback.
This is. Oh, there's going to be a crash. Oh! I thought it was going to be the same thing that happened
Matty
to
leaves
Max.
the session. Matty leaves the session. I think that's just a disco from Matty. Oh no, he's in the pits.
What?
He hasn't officially retired, but he has left the session. Yeah,
Mum called him for dinner, I guess.
could be. Could be.
This
Well,
is crazy.
Whale had
Speed Queen's
incredible braking
benefit
performance.
so much.
Yeah, they are going to slow each other down. Speed Queen has slipped out of the penalty delta, though, to these guys in front. She does need to pick up the pace a bit if she's got anything left. I'm sure she'll go for it. What's her telemetry looking like? Oh, she's got nothing left at all. Okay, not good news.
Send it. Oh, Ghost is sending it on Reshka.
He is, and round the outside comes Whale as well. He'll get the middle line. Ghost still challenging. Who's going to come out of this alive? Any of them?
Oh my God! I thought Whale's going to go at the middle there, and he does.
Oh,
It's
going for the
squeezing.
hamster move, but unfortunately didn't do it cleanly. Reshka losing 2 places, Ghost up 1 and Whale up 1. They completely
And
swap
Speed
round their
Queen.
places.
Speed Queen's going to get them both here.
She has caught up. Yeah, they all lost about a second just doing those moves. And of course, the red mist is going to descend. The last lap has begun, and Haum has begun his second sector of his last lap. Here comes Whale though on Ghost. Will he be victorious, at least on track, over the rest of them? Reshka, of course, can afford to take it easy because he'll get them both without picking up another penalty. But it's Whale now in front of Ghost, then Reshka and Speed Queen getting closer and closer. Tyres dying off on the drivers' cars. It looks like Yella actually getting closer to Living Wall at this late stage in the race. I don't think that's going to change the order. Fantastic racing towards the end of this race though. Speed Queen now 1.3 seconds. Make that 1.8 to Ghost. That she needs to pick up those places from Ghost and Whale. Excellent stuff here. Ivan says Rookie of the Year will be a close one this year. Here comes Ghost down the inside onto Whale on the final normal overtaking move. Whale goes for a switchback. A little touch again. I'm sure they touched. And Whale will try and go the long way around the outside but to get the inside line into turn 15. But Ghost expertly defending.
Flag.
And Haum has won the race. Haum wins the American Grand Prix here. Fantastic effort, only this time by 4 seconds from Living Wall, and Yella picks up the final podium position. Our championship leader will come across the line for an uncharacteristic finish outside of the podium. Ghost and Whale will finish the race in that order, but how will things finish? Reshka gets them, and so does Speed Queen up into P6. Ghost, then Whale, then Burmeister, Delange, Simply 90, Warislander taking L's will be one of the last ones here. I don't think anyone got lapped, but 191 comments, tremendous stuff. Alpine again picking up lots of points, but not as many as Mercedes. I think that's going to be super close in the constructors when everything is counted up. But that was your round 7, and if you thought that was something, we've got Monaco next week.
Oh my goodness me.
Speed Queen, driver of the day, hard to argue with.
Absolutely deserved.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. We must try and rush once we've gone through the finishing order to get Haum in first of all. But Haum winning from Living Wall with a great podium for Living Wall. And then we've got, remind me, Yella picking up the third place tonight as well. Brazil on top, Sweden, and I believe Yella is Dutch, but he's representing Ukraine right now. Fantastic stuff. I think Ivan just saying "oh" to Monaco next week. Would you like to do this, the final order, Lightning, or are you busy on your invitations?
Asking people to join, but I will do the final order if I can get in quick enough. Okay, so Jaume, yet another win for the Brazilian driver from P2 on the grid, followed by Living Wall and Yella. Max P4 after crashing on the first lap. I don't think it was his fault, but amazing comeback drive from Max in the Alpine. Reshka P5, Speed Queen from last to sixth. Fantastic performance from her.
Yeah, really
good. Ghost P7, Whale P8. Such heartbreak if you only watched now and thought, oh, P8's not very good, but he drove fantastically. Burmeister P9 used to have the fastest lap. Delange P10, Simply 90 P11, War Islander taking L's, Backer, Matty, and then DNF for Luke Bailey.
Oh wow, it looks like Haum has started to join. If you've got any questions for our podium placed drivers, fire them into the live chat right now. Make sure you're liking the video, and I'll just check with our podium drivers that they check that their broadcast audio settings are set to share, please. But Haum, I'm glad that you've been able to join the press conference, and congratulations. That looked a lot closer than is usual for you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here again. You know, the time of the race here in South America now is earlier, so yeah, I can be here for I think the rest of the championship. So yeah, this race was really cool. The quali rained at the quali, so yeah, all the guys had to go out with the soft or mediums to do just 1 or 2 laps. So yeah, I don't know the name of the guy of Haas, but yeah, he was the last guy to do the lap.
Yeah.
So he picked the best moment of the track and took pole position. Congrats to him, great lap by him. And I was afraid to invalidate the lap, so yeah, I did really careful. But P2 and P3 for Mercedes at quali, it was really great. So at the start, I tried to follow him. I think he was with less wings than me, because on the straight he was flying, and I was trying to follow him, but managing to not use too much ERS because this track is so difficult to get back with 100%. So yeah, follow him. Great battle with him and yelling with the Mercedes, and Living Wall with the Red Bull right behind for fighting for the win. And yeah, I was the first to take the stops at the front fight, me and Living Wall. So I did a great lap, getting off the pit. So
yeah,
I managed to get P1 again. And yeah, the Haas had a problem. He stayed on track 2 laps more than me, and Livy won and 1 lap after Yele. So both of all 3 could get the overtake on the Haas. So yeah, Livy Wall was close to me, following me, and yeah, I was trying to improve the gap, but at the straight he was faster because of the DRS. So yeah, and I don't know the lap, but yeah, I did a flying lap to try to improve the gap, and I did it. The gap was more than 1 second, and I started to improve the gap. So yeah, at the end, I just managed to get the tires to the end. I finished with the 76%
Wow.
of the right tire. But yeah, did a win, and great points for the constructors too, for Mercedes.
Yeah, well, back in the championship, back on top. Congratulations. And I don't know if anyone else agrees, but it feels like I'm talking to Felipe Massa here. So congratulations, Helm. Great race and well done indeed. Hopefully we'll get some more of your LFR teammates to come and join and watch your races as well on an early Monday morning in Brazil. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to move on to Living Wall next. He was second on the podium, and Living Wall, that was a strong performance. You look like you had pace in hand at several stages today.
Living Wall, wait a minute. No one can hear you. Could you change your audio settings real quick?
So it's within broadcast settings, then it's audio settings within there, and then it's set to share with a checkbox. Honestly, sometimes it just it switches off randomly. If you've got different settings on the go, it's very annoying. I've had it happen to me. We'll get confirmation shortly. We can, of course, hear you just fine, but unfortunately the stream, we don't know if the stream can hear you. Let me just see if we get any kind of confirmation from the live chat. Hopefully we will. If not, we'll come back to you in a minute. Any
Still
update?
Can't hear you, mate.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah. Have another look through everything, and we'll speak to Yellow.
Go into the party, and then party audio settings, and then allow your voice to be shared, and click always allow. Yeah, party audio settings, party share.
What about now?
I think that should be good.
Let's see.
I think if you've got it, then hopefully that's okay.
Yeah,
Ivan, confirm with us. Confirm.
Yeah, good.
I'm listening too, so I can hear it.
Okay.
Yep.
But yes, a really strong race, Living Wall, and yeah, maybe didn't quite have the pace for the win, but a really good, a good amount of pace in the car today.
Yeah, it was tough. I had a pretty good start, but then it was kind of hard because Backer dropped back from the top 3 guys, so I had to try to catch up to get back into the DRS because I was like gaining 3/10 a lap, and then I lost 3/10 on the straight in the second sector for a couple of laps. But then when the guys were fighting pretty hard at the front, I started to catch up and finally got into the DRS, and then I think it was Helm who made an undercut a lap before the other guys. So
yes,
and it worked out pretty well, and we could from there basically go together for, I think it was 10-15 laps at least until Helm finally broke the DRS, and then I was just trying to nursing the car home without any more penalties because I could see Jelly getting closer as well from behind.
Yeah, it looked like you were driving. It was a stressful drive for you today. Did it feel stressful in the car?
Yeah, I was determined to finally get the car home in one piece since like it hasn't happened since like the first race, so I was sweating like hell just to keep the car on the track basically.
Well, how was qualifying as well? Was that really difficult?
Yeah, it was difficult. I didn't expect myself to be where I ended up, but I think the guys that came after me might have had a better track as well, but I thought it was kind of hard to judge how hard you could push the car at that point, and because you only had like one attempt basically, so it was make it or break it, and I didn't dare to go full out.
One last little question from me, Living Wall. What does your PSN name mean?
What it means?
Yes.
It was actually something I came up with when I was a really young boy once upon a time. I was actually a goaltender in ice hockey, and then it was like translated from Swedish. it got into English, and
I
then
see.
it
I've
was
heard
like,
it. I've heard living wall used as a description of like a hedge.
okay.
That's grown into that's a really dense, thick wall that you can't see through. It's a living wall, but no,
I
it's very
see. I
interesting to
see.
me somehow these
Yeah.
names. But they do live with you for a long time when you pick them as an 8-year-old, don't they?
Yeah, they tend to stick.
Yeah. Well, congrats all the same. Good to talk to you again, and hopefully we can talk to you again very soon. It's not too long
Cheers,
in
mate.
between. Thanks a lot. Yella, you've been waiting for a long time to talk. Congrats on a podium, but what was missing today to get you up onto the top step?
Practice, I think.
You've done a stellar job though, especially under pressure with extra fans watching you lately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the pace after the pit stop went down quickly. I think I tried to get into the DRS if I could. I might have gotten P2, but yeah, I was like. P3 is not bad, good for the points for me and for the team. So and at the end I randomly gained a lot of pace. I was walking away half a second from max and getting closer to living wall, but it was just not enough to get the positions.
Yeah, Ghost says Yellow, the people's champion. He was cheering for you over himself today, I think, Ghost. Well, a great race, good qualifying as well.
Well, I used to be quite okay in the rain, but that seems to have been dropping off. I was about 8th. I'm not sure if everyone used a dry setup or not, but I was in 9th, and then the dry came, and I made sure I had very hot tires and went as late as possible before the timer. I think I went at like 25 seconds. So I had a good dry track, and then obviously Will had a very nice first qualifying lap in his F1 debut, so that was not really nice of him. So congratulations to him. I think this will be even spicing up the season even more. So
we've got quite a run on our hands when we get everybody in, and there's talk. There's a lot of talk of Ivan Beloff being promoted from F2 as well. If we can get all these guys to race together, I think we will have a tremendous race. Could be anyone's on any given day, I think.
Yeah, I think it depends on the track too as well.
Yeah.
If you're really liking to go close to walls, like I like Baku very much. Me and I would say just Mercedes really like getting the street circuit. So I don't know how Monaco goes. I haven't driven a league race in there for a very long time.
Hardly anybody has. I'm very excited to see what our boys at F1 can do next week in Monaco. How are you feeling? How much time are you going to dedicate to practice for Monaco?
I might put in some time, but I will see when the days go by when I'm up for it or not.
Two quick questions to finish with then, Yella. Are you going to stay away from medical services from now on for the rest of the season?
Yes.
Good. And Rent says, did you have an agreement with Helm about why you didn't undercut him earlier? Why him and Whale were battling?
No, not really. We usually talk 10 minutes before the race. I asked him I just communicate with him what lap he wants to pit, because obviously he's in front of the championship. So he wanted to go attacking on Whale, I think, yes. And if he would have gone lap 7, he would have gone lap 8. But Will stayed out a long time. So once I overtook Helm, I was like, do I go first or not? So I decided to stay out. And then Helm went into the pits. He was faster anyway, so I don't think I should have been in his way. Also in turn 1, I could have overtaken him, but I left off the gas. Looked like
several times while he was battling with Whale, you were just not wanting to get to risk a double DNF for the team.
Yeah, well, not only that, I'm losing time myself as well. If I get close, I might lose DRS and all that. So I was just trying to stick with him. I once saw a chance to overtake him, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get Whale, but it did work out in the end. I overtook Whale and then went into the pits, but the undercut is a little bit too strong. So I lost the DRS, and that was it for me. So I had to drive till the end.
Brilliant stuff. Congrats on getting back on the podium, and yeah, let's look forward to Monaco next week. Thanks to our drivers, very sporting of them to stop by and give us a little debrief and a little chat. Lightning, have you got any thoughts to finish this one out?
I just wish I could choose multiple drivers of the day.
Are we settled on Speed Queen though?
I think so, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, well, guys, we haven't had any other nominations for Driver of the Day coming in the live chat, but we want to say big thank you to everyone for all the chat, all the banter, and for the likes on the video. Remember to do that if you haven't on the way out. And one last thank you to our sponsors, Nailcut Hall, to GT Omega, gridfinder.com, and Driver61. I've been Webbo. We've had Lightning in the comms box. We've talked to our drivers on the podium. Thanks to everyone from Invictus Racing League, and we will catch you on the next race day.